Mary Skipper, the superintendent of Boston Schools, is our guest this morning. Let's go on the record. Remaking BPS in a time of shrinking enrollment and achievement gaps. What is working? What is not working? The superintendent's in the chair. Let's go on the record.
From WCVB Channel 5, the inside word from Washington to Beacon Hill. Today's newsmakers are going on the record.
Welcome to OTR, everyone. I'm Ed Harding, along with News Center 5's political reporter Sharman Zachetti. It's great to have you with us this morning. As you can see with us at the table is Mary Skipper. It's great to see you. Since 2022, she has led the Boston Public Schools. Prior to that, she was superintendent of Somerville Schools. She also served as a network superintendent in the Boston school system, overseeing nearly 20,000 high school students. A resident of Dorchester, she holds degrees from Tufts, Harvard, and Columbia, and originally from Arlington. Very good. Great to have you with us.
But Dorchester for three decades.
Dorchester for three decades. Great to have you with us.
Let's start with the issue of school consolidation. There has been a drop in student enrollment over the last 10 years, about 8,000 students or so. BPS has scaled back plans for school closures, even though the district has been warning about these hard decisions that they have to deal with because of falling enrollment. Why?
So we really are defining everything by high quality student experience. Those are the seats that we are expanding, and we want to be able to promise and guarantee to our parents. In order to do that, there's kind of multiple things that we have to do as a district so that when we close a consolidated school or merge it, we're able to assure a parent that they are actually getting a high quality seat. We know what parents want from 9,000 surveys, lots of focus groups that really formed what the high quality student experience is. It has to do with making sure that there's athletics, there's arts, there's enrichment, there's buildings that are modern and sustainable and really can offer this high quality academic experience along with many of the other things I suggested. So I think for us with the long-term facilities plan, this is decades and decades, right, of deferred decision making. We have to make sure that we're taking the steps which don't happen overnight so that when we close our consolidated school and we move those students, we're not just shuffling the students around, we're actually moving them into a building and into a situation that is going to be better quality for them.
You say the district doesn't have community trust. Why is that?
So I think over, decades, there's been urgency to do closures and mergers, but we haven't necessarily done the strategy and the family engagement that we're doing now. I think this is the opening up the conversations, putting the data out.
So you mean top-down decisions, let's go ahead and close this school without actually checking in with families about what they want?
Correct. So for the first time, we put out facilities conditions assessment of 119 buildings. That was data that was never given to the community so that they could understand what their building condition was. We've done long-term studies on relative to school design. We've never gone out to the community in this way and asked them what do they want for pre-K to 6, 7, 12. For us, this is about less transition for students. This is about getting them into the high quality seat and making sure we can fulfill that commitment. And it's about working with the community that as transitions, difficult as they will be, such as mergers and closures happen, that the community is actually able to work with us. We can hear what's important to them in that transition, and we can fulfill our promises.
So not that long ago, the state was actually considering taking over the Boston schools. It didn't happen, but they were considering it. And you've worked to narrow the achievement gap in the system, but the turnaround has been slow. Is that fair to say it's been slow? So what's happening?
Right. So, we are a system of 49,000 children and families, and I think we've made very significant, steady and continuous progress on what we call the systemic improvement plan with the state. We work with the state as a partner. We've been open to feedback. We've done lots of auditing for ourselves, and we have a plan in all of the areas that were identified that we are making that continuous improvement on. And every single year we will become better and better. Transportation is a great example. We are up to 90% on-time performance within the minute of delivery of a student, and 95% at the 15th. That's very different than it was 2 years ago.
What was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago, it was down in the low 80s.
But Boston Latin is consistently ranked one of the best high schools, not only in Massachusetts, but in the country. So why is it so difficult to spread that level of success around the entire system?
Yeah. So first of all, our exam schools are amazing, all of them. And we want to ensure that it doesn't just take an exam school seat for a parent to know that they're going to get a high quality education. At the secondary level, that means making sure our early college and career, which is often offered, early college rigor, the academics, you see that at the exam schools. We want that in every single high school. And so we've made great progress on early college. We're up to 9 signified sites where it's designated with the state for early college. Additionally, for the career pathways, this is something we're working with the business community to ensure students, because we hear them say, and parents, we want college and career. We want those skills. We are now in the process of spreading out and making anchors. So Dearborn STEM is a great example where you can go for a STEM career. Madison Park, we had 8 students, valedictorian being one of them, that graduated with an associate's degree at their high school graduation.
Seriously, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Part of this is also spreading the news in a positive way about all that's happening in our other high schools that provide great choice and quality for parents. And we are committed with Madison Park and the redesign of Madison Park and a rebuild that Madison Park is going to be the gem of the state and the nation when it comes to vocational and career tech. That is something every superintendent needs in order to have a great district, and it's something our city deserves. Our mayor is fully on board with that and supportive. And I'm very blessed because our mayor is putting forward incredible capital dollars.
All right, well, let's talk about the Boston City Council voted 10-3 to pass Mayor Wu's budget, proposed budget for BPS, $1.5 billion budget. So Councilor Brian Worrell says the district is spending more than $30,000 per student, and he has concerns about, quote, persistent underperforming metrics. How do you respond to that?
That we're working in deep partnership with Council Worrell. I really appreciate his partnership. For the first time, he, as the head of Ways and Means, set up for us to meet with the council well in advance of the council hearings so that we could understand for the councilors what were their objectives, what are they hearing from constituents, and for us to be able to do the same. What Council Worrell and I are working on is to say, how do we show student outcome? For that investment of dollars, how do we make sure that our systems and our structures are strong and student outcome is the lead indicator that says that money's being spent?
That's a lot of money, $30,000.
It is.
So how do you take that and translate it to success?
Well, I think this is all of the initiatives that we have going on right now. Our inclusive education, which is really a generational change. This is going to enable for parents of students with disabilities and eventually for our multilingual learner families to make sure that they have choice and quality near them. That is what inclusive ed is. It's breaking down those barriers that often had it so that students were not getting access to grade level material or high quality instruction. That is going to be of the past as we move forward with inclusive ed. That requires a big investment. We were very fortunate. The mayor, invested $81 million in this year's budget, and a large portion of that was going toward inclusive education, expanding our bilingual education and our dual language. We have a deep commitment on native language access.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, perhaps down the avenue you're walking right now, student literacy is another concern. So how are you dealing with that?
Well, we were sort of out of the box 3 years ago. We put the stake in the ground around literacy. Yeah. And we said, especially post-pandemic, we have a literacy crisis across the country. We adopted equitable literacy as our framework. Our data right now is very positive. We're seeing high quality instructional materials in more than 80% of the classrooms used on a regular basis. When it comes to actual high quality literacy instruction, we've calibrated around that in all of our classroom visits. We're looking for evidence of that. And what we're seeing are teachers really embracing the materials, embracing the framework, and making sure that students in every class are reading, writing, communicating, collaborating with each other.
Writing is a skill that's lost because we don't write anymore. We type on anything, which leads me to this thing. This thing is sitting right next to me. Cell phones in schools have become a real issue. Would you like to ban them from schools?
So we are working with each school right now. We're expanding. We had a pilot with the state with Yonder pouches. Some schools adopted that. Other schools have other ways.
Those are those pouches.
You take the phone, you put it in the pouch, you lock it during the school hours. Yeah. Each time that we undertake this with a school, it's important the parents and the students are part of that conversation. If you were to just give the pouches and not have that conversation, you wouldn't get adoption. What we found in the schools we have, and currently we have 17 schools using them, across the board, the schools are reporting back better engagement of students and less distraction.
But you're not willing to do a district-wide.
But we're expanding right now. So we literally built in money so that any school that wants to be able to use the pouches is able to. And we're getting tremendous interest from the schools.
Obviously TikTok and social media, whatever. If a kid had the thing in school, it could have impact, I'll use the word. I won't grade the impact.
I attended an event that the AG ran and spoke at, which really highlighted kind of the destructive nature that goes on with a lot of these social media platforms targeting our youth. And we see it in the data on the social emotional, particularly with our young women.
Right.
A lot of self-harm behavior,
Right.
depression,
Right.
image issues.
So back to the original question, yes or no, would you like to ban them in school, yes or no? During school hours?
During school hours, I think, our goal is for students to be students. And that means for them to be able to engage.
Got it.
And that's what we're working toward. But again, when you just ban something and you don't have a conversation, then nobody understands why you're doing or what's happening. So
Very
instead, we're working school by school.